They say that beards are makeup for men, and I wholeheartedly agree that they can be used to change the shape of your face. I'm going to show you how I can trim my beard as short as I think it can go and still camouflage what nature might not have given. Stay tuned. Hey, it's Berzinsky for Beardbrand Alliance. I'd made a video before, a very short video, about how to optimize your beard length to cover up what nature might have given you, not given you, in terms of under the chin weakness. Some guys are blessed with very firm jaws. Here's my coach, crazy picture he was talking about keeping the mirrors clean at the gym, but you can see how utterly sharp this guy's jaw is. Low body fat, but also genetic. I'm a guy who has low body fat, and I do not have that. I'm more like this guy. You can see no matter how trim you are, you might have a little bit of skin, a little bit of flesh. As you get older, a little bit of waddle underneath your jaw. I want to show you how you can optimize the length of your beard to camouflage that. You're thinking, oh, you're thinking about this too much. It's a pet peeve of a lot of people. People say they like really sharp trimmed beards, and in reality, they like the cheek line trimmed or the line at the bottom trimmed. They don't necessarily like when guys shave their necks too high. On this channel, we have talked often about keeping your beard just above the Adam's apple, and a lot of guys go too short. They crawl up here and suddenly it's right below the chin, right below the jaw, exposing this panel here. I think you want to avoid that at all costs by just growing your beard slightly longer, not only in the front, but also on the sides. Let me show you how that pertains to me in particular. So in that video I made before, I said take a comb. We are using a Beardbrand comb. Love the Beardbrand combs. Love when we issue new combs. See the sun coming through this one. It is like a cathedral stained glass window. In the video that I previously did, I said to hold your comb in a natural face from the front, and you want to go back to the point where the chin meets the neck and not cut your beard any shorter than that. You can actually see in this case that my beard could be a little shorter in the front. Because of the patchiness of my beard, I often grow my beard more to a uniform length or get a little more length on the sides in order to cover up my patches. I cannot wear a clipper cut beard. I wish I would. I'd love to wear a uniform length beard. I can't. It exposes the patches, and so I do the best I can by growing my hair a little longer in order to cover that up. But I can actually trim the length a little bit shorter and wear my beard tighter through grooming to get that look of a shorter beard. So in this case, I can move this up. You can see in the profile mirror that this hair in the front could be cut back. I don't want to cut it any shorter from the front than the point that's parallel to the floor, looking in the mirror. Once I do that, I expose the fleshy part of the underside of my neck. Now the same holds true on the side view. The length on the side also is going to be used to cover up my neck. I cannot go the whole way up to here. If I did that, you suddenly would expose this area of your face. And that's what a lot of guys do. They take their beard to where their jaw is and they realize that their neck is down here. And so I do not want to expose this part of my neck. So another reason why I keep my beard a little longer and a little more square. A lot of guys do like a tapered beard, a little shorter on the sides, but most guys aren't going from nothing up here down to the length that I have in the front. And so in my case, I want to keep a little bit of this length in order to make my jaw look firmer from the front, but also look more aesthetic from the sides. If I take this up too far, it is going to reveal areas of my face I don't want to bring attention to. Also, I have a very, very asymmetrical face, like clinically asymmetrical, birth defect asymmetrical, to the point where I had my jaw broken when I was 30 years old to correct an underbite, and it was rotated and all this stuff, crazy, but it left almost nothing on the side of my jaw once they rotated it. 5 things you didn't know about me. To the point where they put a silicone implant in this side of my face to make it symmetrical with this side. Who knew? Anyhow, so I don't even like bringing attention to the fact that that is there now. And another reason why I love having a beard. So once again, I'm going to trim my beard about a ½ inch in the front to get it to the point where it is a little shorter in the front. And then I'm going to take a little off to the side. And what you have to do is you have to know what your beard looks like. from the side. That's why I'm using a hand mirror. So using a hand mirror will allow me that you can see here that I want to take this up a little bit, but not too much as to expose the whole underside of my jaw. Let's start with the front cuts. As always, I prefer using a scissor to cut my beard as opposed to using a clipper. You can do whatever you're more comfortable with. Over the sink, I am going to cut this. Cutting through the layers of the beard, starting at the front. My beard has been styled basically, so I'm working with the hair consistency that I would have after I style my beard later. You got to be careful if you wear your beard curly and alternately straight, that you cut it with the hair pattern, the hair texture that most likely is its typical look. We're not going for a dramatic big change here. It's really the lesson that I want to teach you, learn you guys about keeping an eye on this kind of connection between the front and then where the jaw, chin meets the neck. It's important for me in the business that I'm in that I look generally consistent. Although there are times, especially at Christmas time, where I grow my beard particularly long, and I obviously experiment with my hair. But for a lot of times, a lot of guys have a consistent look that they know works best for them. So if you're one of those guys and you want to maintain your length, cutting your beard every week, every 2 weeks is the way to do it. A lot of my friends actually go to the barber every week and have their beards professionally trimmed at a barber. So if you have the time for that and the cash, that can be an option for some people. For other people, it's cutting it at home. So I'm going to pull this under chin hair out and cut that consistently the length of the hair in the front. One of those guys, my hair naturally stops right here. Literally, I have scattering of hairs on my neck, but for the most part, I don't have to do much to my neck. It just stops. My son's is like that. Some guys stop like that. Other guys' hair grows down and touches the chest hair. So keep that in mind when you're cutting your beard about the length of your potential hair. So once I have a line established in the front, I want to go back and go to the sides and raise this up, but not too much as to expose the underside of my chin. As always, when you're trimming your beard, you can get assistance from a spouse, from a loved one, from your son, from your daughter, to help you out with trimming your beard, especially when establishing a length on your beard. A barber is doing that. They are helping you to establish the length of a beard. If you're cutting at home, you can get your loved one to help do that. And it can be a time of bonding for you and your spouse. Tab right there. So once again, not a dramatic change. It's really a concept. The concept is to, if you want to wear your beard a little shorter and you want to make sure that you are not exposing to areas on your face that you don't want exposed, just keep it in mind when you're cutting by establishing the cut in the front and then taking that to the side. But once again, temptation is to cut this corner off on me and to cut up here, and that would be a bad move. While we're here, I'm actually going to trim my mustache. I've been wearing my mustache a little shorter. It's gonna cut it off, cut it up, not off. For the most part on my mustache, I use the 1/3, 2/3 rule. I cut basically dividing each side in half. Heard me say this before, dividing it into 3. I basically don't trim this. Gives me the option to comb this into my beard to thicken up the beard. But also if I ever want to wear a curl, that hair is available to wear the curl. If you don't have a beard and you're trimming your mustache, go ahead, cut the whole thing off. Cut both the first third and the 2/3 to the middle. And then you're going to repeat that on the other side with 2/3 and 1/3. I go right to the top of the red to the vermilion border and continue to cut through it, comb through it to make sure there are no stray hairs. And to do this when you're not talking. Two-thirds, 1/3. Too good, Roger. And I don't want to hear about the hair in my nose. Once again, with your beard, don't sweat if it's not perfectly even. I say stop, come back tomorrow. The amount of unevenness in your beard, you may get from a barber. No one's perfect. And you may in particular get it when you're cutting your own beard. If your beard is even 1/2 inch off, no one's going to see it. If your beard's 1 inch off, no one's going to see it. You know, like when people have long hair and it's off, no one sees it. So stop beating yourself up if your beard isn't perfectly straight. Revisit it tomorrow. Stop overcutting, over-trimming it, because inevitably it could possibly end up super short. And you don't want that to happen if you're trying to keep a beard at a uniform length and trying to use length to cover up your chin or your jaw. So come back to it tomorrow. That's it, guys. Simple trim. Really a concept video in terms of being able to use your beard not only from the front, but also from the side in order to camouflage and strengthen the shape of your jaw, your face. So you can ultimately use your beard as makeup for men. If you have any questions about beard trimming, let us know. Once again, you know, this is a self-trim. Give the same advice when you go to a barber and say, I want you to keep in mind my profile from the side when you're cutting my beard to make sure that you are not taking it up too high. Of course, when you have a longer beard, this isn't an issue. But I'm seeing trends in beards pretty much all over the place, from really super short beards to longer beards. But a lot of guys will choose to wear a short beard, a beard stash in the summertime, or even, you know, short executive beard in the summertime. And so that's where I am with my beard trim for the summer. Thanks for tuning in until we meet again.